Hello everyone, it's Jebro and I'm back with another build, but this time it's for the Labyrinth, for the Halloween event. It's back, I know, it's back again. And this build really can be used for farming anything, honestly. It's very similar to my open world PvE build where you're just running around, a little bit more survivability in that because it's got like alchemy and other bits and bobs. But Tool's got some changes and I thought I'd give a little bit of an update for a farming build for the Labyrinth. Labyrinth, if you're a new player, is an event within the Halloween event itself, which comes very soon. And if you're watching this video during the event, I hope you're enjoying it. And this is an engineer build you can use because Flamethrower is good for this content. It's very good for farming content because you've got good cone of fire, it's got a decent enough range, and you can tag a lot of mobs with this. And I'm going to show you that, a little bit of that as we go into hopefully Drizzlewood to finish this event up as well, hopefully as well. So I've said as well a few times, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe as many times as I said as well, okay? Firearms, Tools and Scrapper. Tools got a lot of changes. We are able to remove conditions from using those tool belt skills. Scrapper is very survivable and is very bruisery as well, so it's a very good spec to have if you want to survive and run around a map, as well as giving quickness off, and we're going to give might as well as speed to ourselves as well. In Firearms, you give yourself a lot of crits. A high caliber is going to be giving us, 15% increase in critical chance. You can also go for Sanguine Array, which is going to be giving you might on bleed, which comes with the build in Sharpshooter as well, which that's just built in kind of thing. And then if you bleed someone, you're going to be getting extra crit there as well. Pinpoint distribution got a big change a while back. It's basically, fairly recently. It was condition damage, extra condition damage for 5 or so members. Now it's 5 stacks of might every 10 seconds. So the reason I've gone for this instead of going for no scope, which is what I did in my solo build, is because you're going to be in a big squad. If you're farming this Labyrinth event, and if you're farming other events where you're farming just mobs and getting XP and getting mats and stuff, you want to throw out some extra damage application for your mates, And here's some might, so they're good times. Serrated steel, you can go for this if you're farming on your own, but if you're farming that event on your own, you're not doing it right and the most efficiently. It's really up to you, it just depends. Bleeding you inflict gained increased duration, doesn't matter. And then Juggernaut, of course, the famous one for Flamethrower. If you've taken Flamethrower, you're taking this most of the time. You gain might, you gain stability. Duration is increased, and that's every 3 seconds, so you've pretty much got permanent stability and swiftness for a long time, and might, as well. As long as you switch back in, you're going to be able to crit that, you're going to be able to get that streamline kits back up as well. Firearms, boom. Can kill all the things with a flamethrower, it's great. Okay, Tools. Now Tools got a big change, of course, just built into it. It's still got, vigor on your toolbelt skills for engineer all the way here, so your F1 to F5 for me is shift, and then you've got lesser utility goggles, so activate lesser utility goggles after using a healing skill. You can get resistance for 4 3/4 seconds. You get a lot of torment, bleed and other conditions in Labyrinth, so this is actually a really good one to go for, and this is every time you use a heal. That was changed because this was a silly skill that after 300 seconds or something, I think you got a stun break. I can't remember what it was before. It doesn't matter because it's not even existing right now. The others you can go for if you want. I would go for this though. Mechanized deployment. So your toolbelt skills gain recharge, reduced recharge, and they remove conditions. There is one condition removed for each one, which is pretty good because you've got a heal here, which gives protection as well as vigor, and it removes conditions as well. And then you got remove condition here. Really good. Actually, does this remove condition? Yes, it does. There you go. So that's awesome. Forgot about that. And then we've got streamline kits. That's going to give you swiftness on your usage of your kit, which is your only kit that you're going to be using, and it's Flamethrower. If you want to go for grenades in this, you could do, and you could change Firearms for explosive trait line, but this is for the fire. This is for the Flamethrower build. Strike damage dealt is increased while you have vigor, which happens a lot. So if you haven't got vigor up, just use something, it doesn't matter. Incendiary ammo you could use, you can put your defense field up if you wanted to, you don't need to spam it all the time. But yeah, make sure you've got something coming up. If you want to run something with shorter cooldowns, Tools has a lot of really short cooldowns, so you could go for Gadgeteer here, reduce recharge on your gadgets, and you also get extra abilities with them as well, extra usage of them, sorry. But for this build, I'm not going to go through there because I love tools now. Tools is a good time. I should probably do just a whole video on tools in all honesty. Anyway, strike damage, while you got vigor, wicked. And then endurance regeneration is increased. Endurance is your dodge, survivability. You could go for kinetic barriers if you really wanted extra quickness. You don't really need it. If you go for any gadgets in your build, this is what you'll take. And like I say, for example, if you go for personal barrier ram, you've got a condition removal every 10.25 seconds, just one, as well as a daze, like, which is, you know, good for CC bars and stuff as well. So it's really up to you. You don't have to go for all the survivability here. You can just go for a ton of different fun stuff. I love the gadget builds and coming out over the moment are great fun. And then we've got Scrapper, and this really just supports your quickness in the build, getting super speed from your bots, from your sorry, not from your bots, from your gyros. And the wells are bigger, so you're covering yourself, you're covering your friends with super speed. And when you give super speed, you give quickness, which is in kinetic accelerators, which hasn't been changed in PvE. You're still giving quickness, so the good times are still there. They took it away from PvP and World v World and gave you might and fury. Sucks, but it is what it is. It's probably a bit too strong, even though in PvP no one was really playing Scrapper that much, but you know, they felt it was necessary to take it out there. Yes, I'm salty. And deal increased strike damage while you have stability, swiftness, or super speed. You're going to be having all of these. You've got swiftness coming out from your kit, your flamethrower there. You've got stability, and you're going to get super speed coming out when you pop up these gyros. Now, don't forget, in the changes recently, when you pop off a gyro, the super speed comes up straight away. It's not at the end pulse of your gyro leaving. So yeah, you're going to be able to command your super speed a little bit more, as well as your quickness for the rest of your team. Don't forget that every one of your gyros is giving that, so it's awesome. And the super speed, because it's at the beginning, you can be like, yeah, I want to give people quickness now. Here is the bot. I'm going to use the gyro now. Sorry, I keep calling it a bot. I'm going to use the gyro now. Bish bash bosh. Here we go. Awesome stuff. The build's fairly simple. If you're thinking about gear, it doesn't matter if you haven't really got like the best gear in the world. It's not the end of the world, because, you know, it doesn't matter. You're just farming, you're just running around. If you've got a hammer is good for defense. Okay, you've got projectiles coming in, you know, projectile world to reflect those and stuff. Block coming out with shock shield. Really big thunderclappers are good at cleaving a lot of enemies down, as well at the same time as getting a big stun out. Rocket charge helps you get in and out of fights as well in the labyrinth, and honestly, you know, you're not going to be in it that much because you're just going to be farming. So, you know, you want to be swapping in and out every so often to get that swiftness back, to give yourself a little bit of damage, and to just move around a bit more. In terms of gear, in terms of stats, sorry, I've gone Berserkers, which is power, precision, ferocity, lots of damage, and I've gone for Sanctuary runes here. And the reason I've gone for Sanctuary rune is because I can get barrier when I get healed. So it says gain a barrier with heal health equal to 10% of any healing you receive. And I can get a ton of barrier, you know. In this build, I'm able to get like half my HP of barrier, while just running around with PvE mobs. I'm going to do that right now as well. Don't forget, like, I've got concentration on there to increase the quickness to myself and my party members. It's really up to you. And I've got a little bit of toughness and vitality. That's up to you. You know, if you want to pump your health up a little bit more, get some toughness, get some high vitality in there, some, you know, a little bit of armor. It doesn't harm anyone, but you probably don't need it. You could probably just go Zerk at everything. If you've got power and you've just got vitality and toughness, bang, go with that. You know, the gear doesn't really matter because you're in a farming instance. If you can give quickness and might to other people, you're putting in a lot of support really in a different way, and that's cool. As well as, you know, using things like defense field, and you've got your bulwark gyro, you've purge gyro to remove conditions, and you're rezzing people with function gyro as well, and stealth to help people peel away sometimes and for you to get out. You've got loads of utility to help people, so you're supporting as well really in a big damage build. Okay, so let me know what you think of this build in the chat below, in the description below, sorry. I'd appreciate that massively. I'm going to pop over here actually and see if I can just do a little bit of running about and not be embarrassed. Hopefully that's the case. It probably won't be won't be able to do that because it appears we're kind of at this point during an event, so maybe not, because everyone's kind of taking a bit of a break. But the build is fun. It's pretty chill. You know, you're pretty much just pressing one, and you don't even have to hold it down as it's kind of cast. Oh no, there you go. Things are kind of popping along. You've got a big blind as well, which comes out from smoke vents, so you can blind a ton of mobs around you. That should be 5 targets, yep. You've got a big knockback with air blast as well, and you've got flame blast as well, which you can use onto things like fire fields and get might stacks to increase your might even more. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out Labyrinth myself and just kind of running about and farming with this build, because this is kind of the way it goes, you know, with Labyrinth. It's not really a difficult place. It can get a little bit annoying when you're on your own, I get that, and it can become a little bit frustrating, but that's okay. And here you can see, like, I don't tend to lose much HP here. You can see the barrier pops up to about 1 or 2k there as well, getting the quickness off. And again, you know, just popping in and out of hammer, not really losing a lot of HP here. This is a veteran as well, 2 mobs on the side. Again, don't forget, you've got defense field, so anything with a projectile, you're going to be blocking that damage. And then you've got your second skill on your hammer as well to do some projectile reflection, which is pretty cool. Don't forget that when you block with your 4th skill and shock shield, you do put a ton of vulnerability on targets, so they take more damage. Good stuff. Oh, but guess what? You know, we don't actually have a stun break, which is one of the things with this. So if you want stun breaks, which is, you know, I didn't have stability up there, so that's why I got knocked back, unfortunately. So if you do want a stun break, I would take probably either Elixir S or even probably Blast Gyro, because you got a lot of condition removal, so Bulwark Gyro you keep. You could go for Blast Gyro and get your stun break here for every 25.5 seconds, or you could just go for Elixir S, for example, and you've still got the skill up here, which gives you stealth if you need to peel away yourself and get out. So really, it's up to you. Flamethrower, boom, you got swiftness. Get yourself some super speed to give yourself some more damage. Look how many boons you get in this build. So bang, up to like 10 stacks of might without even trying. Okay, without even trying. That guy can't take us out. Even that little turret can't work because it's within the actual barrier itself. The dome itself. Again, it's not too difficult. You watch me die to like 2 mobs. It's not gonna happen. It's fine. But yeah, I know a lot about Engineer. There's not many people who know consistently, probably off the top of their head, a lot about Engineer as much as I do. There's not a lot of engineers, just engineers creating Engineer content. I'm pretty much like a main Engineer player, so if you have questions about Engineer, let me know as well. But yeah, let me know what you're playing in Labyrinth. Is this too boring? It might be boring, but if you're watching Netflix or hanging out with just whoever in the background, and you just want a build which you can just play and press 1 on, and just run around in PvE. Whoa, that's weird. What's going on there? Then this is the one. I will also post the open world PvE build in the description below as well, or in the comments. It's going to be a little bit different because obviously it's old, it's from before balance patches. So enjoy that. Let me know what's the big change for you. Maybe what you're changing yourself in those builds and what you're playing. What are you playing in Guild Wars 2 right now? You're obviously playing Engineer, which is why you're here. I'll see you later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.